why people choose this Tudor over a Rolex Explorer II is very simple. It's less than 2 times the price, as well as you don't need to wait for years to come. Hi and welcome back to Nishant's Brisk Game. Before we start the video, I request you to see the video till the end because as soon as I reveal the watch, you just stop watching. And this is no ordinary Tudor. It is one of the most sophisticated as well as the most underrated Tudors you can find out there. It has a great history as well. So let's start with the history of the watch. To really appreciate this Tudor, you have to go back to the 1950s. Since the 1950s, Tudor has been building tough dive watches for professional use, including pieces supplied to various navies around the world. These weren't luxury accessories, they were tools issued to divers who needed reliability above everything else. That heritage of rugged, no-nonsense military divers eventually evolved into Tudor's modern Pelagos line of technical dive watches. The Pelagos FXT is Tudor's modern interpretation of the issued tool watch philosophy. The name FXT literally refers to fixed strap bars, which are machined as part of the titanium case. Instead of delicate spring bars, you get solid bars designed for one-piece straps, echoing the practical, failure-proof setups used on military dive watches. So the FXT isn't just a variant of the Pelagos, it's deliberately built as a contemporary milksop, a watch that takes the look and spirit of Tudor's historic military divers and updates them with modern materials, in-house movements, and a design that still feels like it belongs on a mission, not just in a display case. If you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to this channel. I'm Nishant and this is Nishant's Brisk Game, a channel dedicated to watch enthusiasts. Don't forget to hype the video so that it reaches more people and helps the channel as well. Let's get back to the video. The Tudor Pelagos FXT GMT is a watch to be cherished. It has a 42mm case which is satin brushed finish with fixed strap bars adorning to the FXT lineup. It has a lug width of 22mm and a thickness of 12.7mm. It is powered by the MT5652U COS and META certified movement. It has an integrated GMT function as well, 65-hour power reserve, a titanium crown with the Tudor shield on it. It is waterproof up to 200 meters. It has a 24-hour bidirectional titanium bezel with black ceramic insert, a matte black dial with R markers painted beige, a sapphire crystal as well as magnetic resistance up to 15,000 gauss. It also features a green one-piece fabric strap with titanium pin buckle and keeper, as well as an extra removable fabric keeper with the French Naval Aviation roundel. The design is practical and spot on when it comes to a military-inspired tool watch. So the design is very simple. You have this black dial with beige indices. So visibility is never a problem in this watch. And I'll talk about the loom which makes it even better. So when you look at the watch, you have the Tudor branding with the shield as well as the country of origin of the brand at the 12 o'clock position. And you have the Pelagos branding above the 6 o'clock position with a master chronometer certified branding as well. And 200 meters of water resistance. Those are the most important things you need to know about this watch as soon as you see it. As well as you have a true GMT function which actually makes this watch even more desirable. With an orange color accent to the Pelagos as well as the GMT hand, which gives the watch a little bit pop of color and very useful when you're seeing the time or another time zone. Bezel is a titanium ceramic insert with the same colorway of the dial, and one good feature of this watch is that you can track 3 time zones, which I'll again talk about later. You also have a date window with the snowflake hour hand, and you also have NATO strap which is of green color, and this strap is very breathable and very comfortable as well. The chances of changing the strap in these watches are very rare. It has a fixed lug, so it's really tough to actually change straps, but if you could find a strap of the same size, you can actually do it. On the case back you have the Marine Nationale symbol with MN24. This watch was released in 2024, so you have the MN24. If it was released this year, it will be MN26 if the watch is still being produced. So that is something of a Easter egg or something of a reference of the Marine Nationale which you could actually see on the case back, which is something of a really good touch when it comes to Tudor. You also have the Marine Nationale symbol on the one of the loops, which is also great. So the design is just straightforward and it looks really nice. It is very beautiful when you look at it in person. It might be very simple, but it does everything you need to do. The GMT function is what makes this watch really special. Some people call it the Zulu time. The Zulu time, you can actually track 3 time zones, which is also called as a true GMT. So you have this home time, which is the hour and minute hands, and you have the GMT hand, which shows the same time in 24 hours or a different time zone. So where you see the third time zone is that you have this bezel, you have a lot of markings in the bezel. So you need to take the bezel to a specific time zone, say 2 o'clock. So you twist it to 2 o'clock, you'll be able to see the time which the third time zone. So it's a little difficult to understand when you see it for the first time, but when you get used to these true GMTs, they are really reliable compared to the office GMTs, which don't show you 3 time zones, and the accuracy isn't as perfect as this watch. The GMT function might seem a little bit complicated at the start, but when you get used to it, it's very easy. This watch has a fully loomed bezel as well as indices. So when you're looking at the time even in the dark, even with a small form of light, you can actually see the full time zone of this watch. And it's very much visible in almost all light conditions. And in some cases, it's brighter than the Omega Seamaster 300 meters. So it's very much practically thought, and the loom doesn't disappoint you at all. It's one of the best loomed watches out there when it comes to fully loomed bezels after the Seamaster 300 meters, and I feel like I'm very satisfied with the loom in this watch. This watch is perfectly executed as a tool watch when it comes to the design and aesthetics. I feel that the strap is a little bit of a lesser quality compared to the build of the watch. At first I felt that, but after I started using it in wet conditions as well as dry conditions, I feel that this strap was something perfect for this watch. Because if I use it in a very wet condition, I can easily dry the strap, but if I use some other strap, for instance a leather strap, it would be ruined. I can use it in an aesthetic purpose, but when it comes to practicality, it's not as good. But I feel like the quality of the strap could have been a little bit better, a little bit thicker, but maybe due to the fixed lugs, it's a little difficult to actually execute that. And finding an alternative strap for this watch is also extremely difficult, but you can pull off a lot of colorful options when it comes to the strap of this watch. There's no disadvantages when it comes to this watch. When comparing this watch with the Rolex Explorer II, you can find 2 things different from both these watches. First is the price, and the second is the Rolex Explorer II has a spring bar which you can swap straps as well as use a metal strap which comes with it. Here your options are very limited when it comes to straps, but very similar materials only you can use. You cannot use a steel strap because these are fixed lugs. And the price of this watch is exactly 2 times lesser than the price of a Rolex Explorer. If you want a very similar Rolex Explorer II looking watch, you can go for the Black Bay Pro, which exactly looks like a smaller version of the Rolex Explorer at 39mm. This is a 42mm watch, so it's a little bigger than the Rolex Explorer and it's built for a different purpose compared to the Black Bay Pro, but it is even more cheaper than this. Mainly the Rolex Explorer II is for mining purposes and used for rough conditions. It is also a fully titanium build, but this one is used for military purposes, so the purpose of both of these watches are completely different. So there's no direct comparison with those 2 watches, but this is an unfair comparison to be really true. If you're very curious to know about the price of this watch, I've linked it below in the description. You can check it out. And please do comment your thoughts about the price. I just want to make it a little more curious so that you could go and click the link and let me know what are your thoughts about the price. So these were my thoughts on the Tudor Pelagos FXT GMT. This watch can be compared to 2 watches, which is the Longines Spirit Zulu Time as well as the Rolex Explorer II. But I would say those 2 are very unfair comparison because they are completely different watches when compared to this. The purpose of this watch is completely different from the Rolex Explorer II and this Longines Spirit Zulu Time. This is a military inspired watch, whereas the Rolex Explorer II is mainly used for mining and adventure, and the Longines Spirit Zulu Time is mainly used for pilots. So there's complete difference when it comes to the watch, but when you see it in person, you might feel like all the GMT watches are the same, but they are really not. Share this to your friend who wants to buy a luxury GMT but also has this military aesthetic in them, and also share it to your friend who wants to buy a Rolex Explorer but can't wait for a long time but can just get this watch instead. And also let me know in the comments what are your thoughts about this watch and would you buy one. If you haven't seen my previous video about the Casio MTG lineup, you can check it out over here, as well as the playlist of all the watch videos I've made over here. I'll see you next with another exciting video. Until then, peace out.